Okay, hello guys. I'm here with another reaction video. I just finished my past reaction video like a few minutes ago. It was the disturbing camping encounters. If you notice, I'm wearing the same thing. Actually, before I recorded that video, I had a green shirt on, but I got a green on, so I had to change shirts. But anyways, we are here with leaked ATC audio, real voice of pilot Frederick Valentik, who disappeared after reporting a UFO. I've seen a video like this, more of a summarized video, but this is like an actual 21-minute, the entire recording. I've never heard, really. I've just seen videos breaking it down, but I'm here to react to the actual thing today. This is from this channel, Eyes on Cinema at Real EOC presents Eyes on UFOs. I've liked the video, I've subbed. Please check this person out. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? I see in his description here, actually I don't know if it's here or if it's multiple people. But anyways, they have a buy Eyes on Cinema coffee. Let's buy them a coffee. Oh, look at that. We bought this person a coffee. I mean, anyone that enjoys this video or likes the content, check them out. We've bought them a coffee. Yay. Now let's watch the video.
I can't say where I got the tape. I would get a lot of people in trouble if I did, because no one's supposed to have it, and you will be some of the very few people to hear it outside of the official, the Department of Transport investigation team down in Melbourne. You'll hear a lot of Australian accent. Now that's normal. You have to kind of strain to understand what he's saying, but I'll dub that back in.
Where you got the tape from, people, the places you got to, they don't have an explanation as to why this other individual's voice has been deleted out of the meeting.
No.
Understand that is?
No. That's right. Now, the tape that I got was 6 minutes long, from the start of the first word to the end of the last word. But when you read the Department of Transport tape transcript, it's 12 minutes long. So somewhere in there, I won't say it's 6 minutes missing, but I'll say that there's an awful lot of blank space that should be filled with something. And I have a feeling that it's flight service telling him things that they've deleted from the record.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's my own personal opinion, and there's no way to check that. It has nothing to do with what we're going to do today. Now, I think most...
it could be some further communication from Valentik that's been whacked.
Oh, yes, it could. It could be either.
It could be, yeah.
Absolutely. I think most mysteriously, at this point, on the end of the transmission, the last 14 seconds of the transmission consists of a metallic sound, which you may have read about in the press. Well, you're going to hear it. And it's a strange sound, and I don't begin to understand what it represents.
This event took place October 21st, 1978, out of Melbourne, Australia.
It
achieved worldwide attention here in America as well. A young pilot named Frederick Valentik was flying by himself in a rented Cessna 182 long-range model. He took off in the evening en route over Bass Strait, which is out over the ocean south of Australia, to go to King Island. He's going to land, refuel, buy some crayfish, which are a delicacy, and then come back with the crayfish that night. Why is he doing this? In order to earn more flight hours for a commercial license, and also instrument rating and so forth. Well, what happens is he gets approximately 6 minutes out over Bass Strait, which is now pitch dark, and he sees a very strange lighted object ahead of him that hovers above him, that disappears instantaneously and then reappears in a new location, which is a long shape. He said, "Melbourne, I've got a long shape. It's got a green light. Would you know what kind of aircraft I've got?" Well, this radio tape, which lasts 14 minutes, really constitutes all the evidence there is on this case. And I've done an analysis of that voice tape and reconstructed the event. And Frederick Valentik disappeared at the end of this event this evening, and has never been found.
Never been found.
It's a very fascinating case because of all of the challenges to understanding what might have happened at a distance, in this case in Australia, from here in America. The search and rescue operation went into effect the next morning. He did not arrive on time, and so automatically the authorities set up an SAR, it's called, Search and Rescue Operation. The Royal Australian Air Force got into gear and flew P-3 search planes. His friends at the air club mounted an effort and took off and flew crisscross patterns and so forth the next day, several days actually. They could find nothing. No wreckage has ever been found. The long-range model Cessna had flotation tanks in the wings in various parts of the fuselage. So something should show up sooner or later on a beach. And the parts of the aircraft fuselage have serial numbers stamped into them. And so sooner or later, something should show up, but nothing ever did.
No wreckage. Wait, he's saying they literally had flotation devices and and serial numbers, and they still have never found anything. I mean, the plane just got yoinked. It just got stolen, I guess. Well, okay, wait, so what is this? This is like the actual transcript of the official audio. The pilot obtained a Class 4 instrument rating on 11 May 1978, and he was therefore authorized to operate at night in visual meteorological conditions. So the skies were clear.
Below 5,000. He's at 4,500 feet, flying this way. He sees something a little above him, he thinks. Okay. Delta Sierra Juliet, no known traffic. And
this is Delta Sierra Juliet, and there's
I've reconstructed the flight service callback to him in about the same time period it actually took place. So you get the idea of the blank.
Delta Sierra Juliet, no known traffic. Okay.
Let's wait for that noise.
One taxing out, so he's taxiing. Oh, yeah.
I heard on the radio they did try to divert some of the small.
So in the description, by the way, this says poor quality because this video is old, which is understandable, but you can read the transcript.
Truck it out. That's how much they don't want you to land there.
I'm gonna skip ahead.
All right, well, you might be able to hear it here.
Oh, that was hard to
Large
hear.
aircraft below 5,000, he said.
Seems to be a large aircraft below 5,000. Okay.
Another one.
Yeah, there's a lot of open
Delta
air.
Sierra Juliet. What type of aircraft is it?
What aircraft is it?
Okay, the ground thinks it's an airplane. Valente thinks it's an airplane. Hear that? I cannot affirm. It seems to me like it's four bright landing lights.
Okay.
So he still thinks it's an airplane. By now the tower is looking at radar.
Delta Sierra Juliet must be
down, not sweeping, but
how they're addressing him,
Juliet.
the pilot. I mean, that must be the plane or something.
They don't pick up the airplane, they don't pick up the UFO. Or whatever the object
On
was.
radar.
On radar.
Oh, he said on radar there's nothing on
They
the
claimed it
radar.
was below the horizon.
But the
Below
pilot's saying
horizon.
there is something
We have other
there.
evidence to suggest that they could see ships on the surface.
Oh, really?
What a noisy place.
Yes, it is a noisy place.
What? We're going to come right in on it. It's just passed over me, 1,000 feet above.
Jeez.
So just think in your mind, you're flying along in the dark at level altitude of 4,500
Yeah, nighttime,
feet.
you're flying.
Someone passed over you.
Roger.
You're the center of attention. I think
It is
that's
a large aircraft. Confirm.
They still think it's an
Roger,
airplane.
and it is a large aircraft confirmed.
You and the little airplane are the center of attention of this phenomenon or object that you hear at the moment. Okay.
Couldn't understand that either.
All right. He
I
said
can understand everything.
Delta Sierra Juliet. No known
due to the
aircraft
high
in
rate
the
of speed
vicinity.
it's traveling.
No
Are there any
known
Air Force
aircraft in the
aircraft in the vicinity? No known aircraft in the vicinity.
I can understand the tower, but I can't understand the pilot.
The tower.
And
is
then
the-
on the left here
I-
is the timestamps.
on the tower, putting those words back in from
between
the
these
written version.
conversations.
That's all. Just put it in some context. Because it doesn't make any sense without that at all. It's approaching now from due east towards me. Okay?
Imagine being.
So again, he's the focus. It's gone by him. It's not coming back to him again. He uses
Delta
the
Sierra
word.
Juliet.
And then they're just saying Delta Sierra Juliet over and over again. They're not addressing him very
This is
well.
strange. You'll hear this a number of times. Delta Sierra Juliet or the call sign of the aircraft, DSJ.
Call sign of the aircraft,
And
okay.
Steve Roby up here keeps calling back DSJ. Doesn't say anything. It's blank after that. I think that's what's been deleted. Here's a 2-second open mic with no transmission of the voice.
2 seconds of open mic, but you can't hear the voice. I saw this on another video. So basically, they think that the open mic, when it's open mic, is when stuff was cut from the tape later on, like stuff was said. I mean, or they just left their mic open and didn't say anything, which doesn't make as much sense.
Seems to me he's playing some sort of game. Okay,
He's
that
flying
was
over
deleted
me
from the
2-3
press
times at a
accounts for some
time
reason.
at
We don't
speeds
know.
I could not identify.
When you dubbed in what was
Seems
said
like
by
he's
the
playing a
tower,
game with me.
How long does
Jeez,
that make
would
the tape?
be
12 minutes.
So it does make
Yeah.
12 minutes.
Right around 12. He's passing me 2-3 times at a time at speeds I cannot identify. Now, we don't know what that means. But it could mean that if it's an
So
airplane,
it's literally just following him
Delta Sierra
mean
Juliet.
anything.
Roger.
going around him.
What is your actual level?
MSL.
Delta Sierra Juliet. And confirm. You cannot identify the aircraft.
Still an aircraft, you see. I love that part. Stand by, what else can he do?
Affirmative.
By now,
Roger,
I'm sure
stand
that
by.
Valenti's getting a little bit worried.
Do you think if he was really into flying saucers,
Sorry, I'm
he
hitting the
would have
camera.
been able to spot that it was something different
Sorry.
right away?
And yet he's got an aviation career ahead. He doesn't want to be a cook,
Right.
you see. He's
Right.
protecting
You've got to be
it.
very careful in what he says.
That's right.
I see.
He has an interest in UFOs, and he took off that day with a notebook, 3-ring binder. No, it's a college exam notebook in which he pasted on the pages clippings from magazines and newspapers on UFOs. So he does have an interest in that. 10 months earlier, he and his mother had
An
seen
interest
one.
in it.
His mother saw it first and called his attention to it. He came out.
10 months?
10 months.
10 months.
10 months prior, is that what they said? His mom saw a UFO?
It's not an aircraft. It's mic is open for a couple more seconds and no description.
Oh, it's not an aircraft, it is,
It
and
begins to
then
get a little bit,
it was cut.
flaky here.
Delta
Unless
Sierra
you're the
Juliet.
UFO
Melbourne.
studies.
Can you describe the aircraft?
That's what was on the tape.
On the strip, you
on
mean?
the transcript. The transcript.
And then more open microphone.
It's a long shape, cannot identify more than that. It has such speed. So it's high velocity, long shape. In front of him now. Okay.
It's before me right now.
I'm glad we're flying in the daytime.
Delta Sierra Juliet. Roger. How large would the her object be?
It's changing now. It's no longer.
They're laughing at the earth. Okay. Seems like it's stationary.
Seems like it's hear that?
It's all shiny on the outside. It's orbiting on top.
Chasing me, orbiting above me recently. The heights are probably, hopefully, allegedly hovering happens up there in the dark. You know, all your attitude references are going to pieces.
Is there any indication to let you be aware whether he is in control of his own orbiting, or is there an indication
No way to
that
know.
the UFO is causing that?
Except for his voice, and as you can hear, his voice is rather controlled and calm. And his dad, who's heard the tape, says he didn't hear hardly any emotion the whole time. And I found a couple places where I think there are. But he's a very controlled pilot. He's a disciplined guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's chosen to be a flight instructor by his RAF flight commander in the future.
Delta Sierra
It's chosen to
Juliet.
be a flight instructor, and then it just ends like this.
There's another one.
Open mic?
No,
Blank.
Delta, yeah. He doesn't say anything.
They cut it out for 5 seconds again. It's just vanished.
It just vanished.
Oh
I
gosh.
assume what that means is he was looking at it and it disappeared from where he was looking.
The peep was timing from the... There's a peep there.
Like
Oh, the
when he
title
said
there,
it
that-
vanished,
that was on the original.
like, are they saying like literally he looked at it and then all of a sudden boom, it was gone in a second?
Here's voice now. Melbourne, do you know what kind of aircraft I've got? Is it any kind of military aircraft?
Delta Sierra Juliet. Confirm the aircraft just vanished.
Didn't answer the question.
Yeah, they didn't answer the question.
He's now one step behind us.
Just confirming it's vanished.
Confirm it just vanished. He said, say again.
Delta Sierra Juliet. Is the aircraft still with you?
North.
It's north. No, approaching
Okay,
from
he's in a
southwest.
tight spiral or bank, let's say, in a circle. And he asks, is it still with him? He says, it's approaching me from the north, and then he hesitates. He says, from the southwest. And I think what's happening is he's really disoriented, and he looks down at us, he lost his direction. He thinks
lost
it's north.
his direction.
Okay, but he's wrong, and he finds from his compass he's really coming in from the southwest.
A couple of those transmissions sound out of context, though.
He completely lost which direction he's
The
going.
last two.
In what sense?
Just what you said, and then his answer, and then what he asked, and then what the controller said.
Yeah, they don't make sense.
How close were you ever think you got the timing on here?
Delta Sierra
Oh, within
Juliet.
a second or two. It only occurs.
A minute or 10 minutes.
Oh, if I could find out what it represented, and if there may be another one, you could look at her spacing. My engine is rough idling, he
His
says. I've
engine's
got it set at
coughing.
23, 24, and it's coughing. And if you listen carefully without the background noise, you can hear the engine coughing.
What is
That's one
set-
of the things I want to check today.
What is set
You
at
can hear the
23,
coughing in the
24
background.
Ray,
Manifold and pressure and the RPM of the propeller.
we're going to do that.
23 inches manifold pressure and 2400 RPM.
So one of the transmissions
vertical
you'll get
color.
today is that setting from the air.
Do you have to change that?
Speed more efficiency, thrust efficiency.
Okay, we're getting near the end now.
What are your intentions?
Roger, what are your intentions? It's not an aircraft. He literally is saying it's not an aircraft. He's in the air. Sounds like someone else came in to the room.
think? Was he leaving the transfer?
I think so.
Oh gosh, those are some weird sounds. Holy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's the noise.
That's the end of the transmission. He disappears after that. We gotta hear that sound again. So he says Delta Sierra Juliet Melbourne. And then there's his mic open. What is that sound?
Yeah.
That was.
That's the noise.
There's no record of any further transmission from the aircraft. So that's it. And then he's never been found. Not his body, not his plane, nothing. Since, I mean, the last evidence we have of this guy is some weird sounds that came from his plane. Jeez. I mean, that seems like some pretty solid evidence in the case that, you know, UFOs are real. Or, I mean, UFOs are real, but, like, because we've seen unidentified flying objects, but, like, the aliens are really here. I don't know. I mean, that's so weird that he's just gone forever after that. Like, he just vanished. And the last thing before he vanished was that he said something that was not an aircraft with green lights was following him and flying above him and playing with him. And then the last thing we hear is some weird sounds. Like, is that literally him getting abducted? Is that what, I mean, is that what they're saying that is? Because his plane was never found? They just stole his plane? Maybe they took him to Costa Rica or something. I don't know. The weather in the Cape Otway area was clear with a trace of stratocumulus clouds of 5,000 to 7,000 feet. An intensive air, sea, and land search was continued until 25th of October 1978, but no trace of the aircraft was found. The reason for the disappearance of the aircraft has not been determined. Jeez. Okay. That was a great video. I mean, really, I mean, it's kind of creepy. It's not like the camping videos, but it's interesting. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will have his channel emblem pretty soon here where you can go visit. I keep saying his. I don't know if it's a team of people or if it's not even a man. But this channel, go sub to it. I'll leave it here. But I accidentally hit space. I'm sorry if I scared you. But thank you guys for being here. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.